So what happened is, due to wear and tear, I believe that the screws that are holding the door this way has loosened, so we need to change the screws. So here and here have screws, and I think here has a pin. So we'll go ahead and remove. We have to take this out in order to get to the screws. So I believe the screws are located at the bottom, the top, and there's a pin in the middle. So in order to remove this screws, or to find the screws, we have to first of all take this off. To get this off, we need to unscrew these two screws that are sitting here. So let's do that. So we'll begin by unscrewing these two screws. It's a simple screwdriver. It should just screw and come off. So we just take it off. Take it out, do the same for the bottom. Okay, that's just my door beeping because it's open too long. So let's close and reopen. So you've noticed the screws are out. Now we just need to get to lift it up. So we have to lift it out of the socket. So what we're going to do now is, once you take the screws off, this one, and then there's another one on the top, it just sits in the groove. What we need to do is just slightly lift, and it comes up. Then we pull it out. So when we pull it out, in the middle where the screw was, we gently lift the clip out. Now we have to disconnect the door middle from this wire. And it is joined here by a clip. It's just clipped in. So what you do is you just press and pull. Okay, once you press and pull, and it comes out. So now we just reclose the fridge. And here we have the bar. Here we have the bar that we're going to open in order to change the springs. Just held it upside down, and here a piece of the screw fell out. So one of the screws are actually broken. That's why it's not working. Now what we have to do is open this bar to get to the springs that are here and here. To open, we have to start at the end. And we're opening actually by the seam in the middle. So we start from one end. Just take a flathead screwdriver and insert, and you gradually open. Look, you can see it's opening. So you do it slowly all the way to the end. Okay, you take your time because you don't want to break it, and then you gradually open until you get to the end. You'll hear some clicks. It's just that it's opening. You just keep going. As long as you're going very slowly, it wouldn't be damaged. See, you can notice that it's opening slowly. Just keep going all the way down to the end. In order to help it stay open, I'm going to use my butter knife as I go down the line. So here you can see that it's opening. I'm almost done. You just have to keep lightly doing it until you get to the end. You'll hear a bunch of clicks while the clip opens. So there you go. It's all open. So now we have this side open. We have all of this one side open all the way. We need to open also this one side using the little clicks here. So I'll go ahead and start opening from this way too. Okay. Just lightly pull up. You have to make sure that it's both out. You know, where the little clicks you're hearing is just the clicks undoing, so don't be afraid. Just go ahead and open. It's actually just clicks, so if you just put it in and you figure out where it is, you can just, you'll hear it click and open. See? Look at that. I have it almost open, so we're going there. We're getting there. once you open it, you'll notice here that one of the springs is actually broken. It only has one hook. Okay, so what we will do is we're going to change the springs. So we move this over. Let's just move this over to where it is here. So we can actually find where the springs are supposed to be. So actually, we can only replace one. That's why one screw fell off. There is only spot for one replacement. So the replacement goes in the bottom. If you look in the bottom, you will see there's a little hook here, whereas in the top, there is nothing there. So to order the part, what you do is you come to the side of the refrigerator and you take a picture of the model number, because you are going to need this in order to order the correct spring. So here I have the model numbers of my fridge. So up I go now online to see where I can get. Springs have arrived and we will go ahead and put it into the refrigerator door. So let's begin. So these are the items that I got in the one that I bought. So it has 3 different sizes actually. But the one I want, you have to match it up, is the small one like this. See, this is the one that's broken. So this is the one that we're going to use to replace it. So we take this one and we save these for later for when some other one is broken. The whole purpose is for this to open and close. Short hook goes into the one in the lid. Hook the short hook into this one here. And now we will hook the long one into the one that opens and closes the lever of the door. So you might have to just bend it a little teeny bit to get it into the groove. Okay, you have to bend it a little teeny bit to get it into the hole here. And there it is, it's inside. So once it's in and the screw is in, just hold this together and you'll see that this goes, see? Now it's okay. So now we will close this back. Once the screw is in, we put back the padding that's inside. Make sure you put it back the way it was. You will see the grooves will only fit one way. So we go ahead and put the padding back. Okay, so when you're putting back the foam padding, make sure that when you're doing it here by the wire is properly covered. So the wire needs to come all the way here, and you'll notice that there's a groove here on the foam for the wire to pass. So then you put it back in and you ensure that the wire is under, and then it comes through the grooves like that. See, so make sure that you wire it properly. So let the foam sit flat. Once the foam is flat inside all the way through, we go ahead and we will just click back the closure and we're about good to go. So we just line it up and then start clicking it into place. It's so much easier than when you try to open it. So there, now I have it all into place. We're all done. And you can see that the door now will open and close properly. So we'll go ahead and we'll screw it back on to the refrigerator. Now we're going to line it back up to replace it. And to replace it, this one here is the top of the door, so this goes on top. You put it on top. The first thing we need to do is reattach the connection. So the same way we took it out, we put it back in. So we just hold and just put the clip, line it up and do a nice little click. Once it's there, then we put it back in. Make sure you put the wires back in. Ensure the wire is in. Then we line up the top and the bottom. You just line it, pull downwards until it sets in. Push it down. Once it's down solid, it's in. Then we just line up the screws. Line up the screws and screw them back in. and we are all good to go. Okay, we just screw the screws back in. Once you've screwed it back in, then we will give the refrigerator a nice little test to see how well it works. So once we're finished tightening the screws, we go ahead and we close the flap in and we give the refrigerator a test. When you close it, it's supposed to widen out on the top. As we open the door, now we close the refrigerator. So it is supposed to widen on the top, and you can see there it closes back in, and then now it opens and it closes, so it's all good. So we close the fridge and let's test it now. When we open the door, the flap is supposed to be in, and you notice the flap here is in. So it's all a-okay in working condition. If yours is broken, you can go ahead, give it a try. It's not as hard as it looks. And it will save you some money. You don't have to go get a brand new refrigerator, or you don't have to buy the entire bar. The entire bar would probably be much more expensive than just the screws. So thank you for watching, and hope you've learned something and you've enjoyed what you've seen. Go ahead, please subscribe and share to anyone that you know have this problem. See you next time.